2 p.m. Central Time, God's time zone. Of course, on CBS, it's Army and Navy. This one from Baltimore, Maryland. Navy, a 6.5-point home favorite. Home favorite. Total of 38.5 on this. And let's go ahead and take a look, shall we? Navy is 2-4 against the spread at home, minus 1.8. And Army 5-1 against the spread on the road this year, plus 4.8. Navy is 1-5 against the spread so far as a favorite, and this number has gotten on up there. 6.5, of course, is the number. My projected stat spread has it by 7. My power rating has Navy minus 4. My last 4 weeks actually has Army favored by a little over a touchdown. Kind of surprising. My projected first half spread is right there along with it. Navy, strength of record, I mean, they're 9-2. It makes perfect sense. Army, of course, they are 6-5 thus far on the year. Navy 3-7 against the spread overall. Army 5-6. The one, I believe, is for an FCS opponent, or it could just mean a tie. But regardless, we don't count ties on here. So Navy 3-7 against the spread. Let's start off with Navy on offense. They run the ball, but also they're pretty good at throwing it, and Army's defense sucks. Number 103 in PPA allowed per drive. They are number 121 in defensive success rate. They are number 122 against the pass, number 97 against the rush. So Navy should be able to move the football on these guys. On the other side, it's kind of the same thing. Navy is number 127 in PPA allowed per drive. They're number 81 in defensive success rate, number 104 against the pass. They're number 60 against the rush. The issue when you get into a game like this is these two teams run incredibly similar styles. The talent profile is basically the exact same thing. I mean, you get what you get. Last year it was 31-13, I believe. I didn't write it down, but Navy put a thumping on them pretty good last year. This year, do we see the exact same thing? Navy number 35 in 5 factors rank. Army number 86. I worry about that because I do think that Army, while not great, they're certainly better in turnover margin, number 35. They're number 1 in penalties per game. Navy number 83 in penalties per game. You don't typically see that from a service academy. They're number 67 in turnover margin, and the biggest problem for them is they cannot generate turnovers. Number 93 in takeaways per game. They are really bad against the pass. They're okay against the run. Number 66 in yards allowed per rush, and Army's offense, while they do run it 85% of the time, they're only number 83 in rushing success rate, number 121 in rushing explosive, or 131, in rushing explosiveness. But they are number 7 in stuff rate, number 63 in offensive line yards. So the offense not nearly as good as what Navy brings to the table with quarterback Blake Horvath. Number 14 in PPA per pass. Now, granted, they only threw the ball less than 23% of the time. But Navy, number 3 in PPA per rush, number 2 in yards per rush, number 3 in rushing success rate, number 3 in offensive line yards, etc. Army not fully equipped to be able to deal with something like this. Navy is number 34 in points per scoring opportunity. Army's defense, number 74. On the other side, Army is number 94 in points per scoring opportunity. Navy's defense is number 120, but Army doesn't exactly get down there very often. Army's not great at sustaining drives, I'll say. And on top of that, they're not really good at finishing drives. Navy, on the other hand, pretty good at that. So if it comes down to who do I think has the more clutch gene, I think it's Navy. And I think the number is kind of right dead on. Last year we saw this Navy team that was significantly more talented kind of handle Army. I kind of look for them to do the exact same thing here. I don't think Army's going to put up a lot of points here. And, you know, it's not that I'm expecting a ton of points in this game. I mean, the under goes over frequently. The total here is 38.5. It would have gone over that last year. I'm not suggesting that you take an over, but I would suggest that Navy is probably, and I know that my power rating and my last 4 says something different, but Navy minus 7 here This thing is on the other side of a key number. Typically, I like taking dogs. Not in this instance. I think Horvath and company are just a significantly better team overall. I think they're going to put up points. I think it's going to be hard for Army to keep up. I'm looking for a double-digit win for Navy here, so I will take the midshipmen minus the 6.5.